Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I am doing a really fun video today that I have been really excited about for a long time, even before I was pregnant. And it is... I forgot. It is names I love, but might be using, will be using, no, might not be using. We'll find out throughout this video. I have compiled a list of 10 girl names because I'm having a girl that I really like. Some of them it's very likely that I will use for a future daughter as first or middle name potentially. Definitely there's one name on this list that is pretty much a guaranteed middle name. I'm not going to say which one though. I will not be saying the name we have picked, because we have picked a name for this baby. We've picked a first name and a middle name now. So that's exciting. I am, 25 weeks? What? So we have a name. I won't be sharing it because I just think personal preference, but yeah, gotta confirm it once she's born. I want to make sure it's the right name, and it's just really special for us right now. Yeah, we call her this name all the time, and yeah, hopefully we don't slip up. So let's get started. Most of these names, if not all, are names that I've liked consistently for like many years. I've always been obsessed with names and naming things. I just go watch my first ever video. It's all about the 12 or 13 children that I named, first and middle names. So yeah, anyway, I don't think there's any of those names included in this list. Maybe a middle name. Anywho, let's get into it. The first name on my list is one that I have just liked for a really long time, but it is the most popular name on this list. So I'm starting with the most popular and then I'll go to just not as popular. Duh. So the first name I have is the name Lucy, which I've just liked forever. I think it's just a really sweet, classy, warm kind of name. And yeah, I think growing up watching and reading the Narnia books and movies, I also really grew to like the name because of the character Lucy, and she's obviously the youngest, which I am, so I always related to her. So there's that. And the name means light, which is just a really nice meaning. So that's good. And it's the same meaning as my mum's name, which is nice. And yeah, so Lucy is 28th right now on the most popular baby names in Victoria, which is the state I live in. I'm just looking at it now. This is where I've looked to see about popularity, because you can go to like lots of different websites, but a top 100 on one website might not relate to where you live at all. So I have looked at popular baby names in Victoria. This is on the birth, deaths and marriages.vic.gov.au website. And this is the 2022 list, which is the most recent, and that's what I'm referring to when I say a ranking for these names. Lucy was used apparently 165 times in 2022 in Victoria, and as I said, ranked number 28 for last year. All of these numbers really surprised me. I thought there'd be a lot more, because even the top name for girls, which was Charlotte last year, only had 367 users last year. So that's just like on average, generalizing, it's like one a day named, which I would have thought there would be more, but there's a lot of names out there to pick from. So anyway, enough about that. The second name that I have is the name Isabel. I have just always loved this name, being a huge fan. I didn't actually grow up, I know a lot of people grew up with people named Isabel, but I didn't really know anyone, at least wasn't close to anyone with this name. It just seemed like a really beautiful, intelligent name to me. And also I think I heard it on the TV show Alias with Jennifer Garner her character names her first baby on the show Isabel. So I just instantly liked it, Isabel. It's number 49 at the moment on the rankings, and there was 120 girls named Isabel last year. The name means God is my oath or pledge to God, which again, I really like the meaning. I really like any name that has a nice Christian meaning or biblical kind of biblical connection. Let's go with that. The third name I have is kind of one I think I've liked more in the last couple of years, and it's the name Eloise. I think it is classy and beautiful and something that you didn't hear a lot of, but now it's actually becoming quite popular. So this is the last name I have that is actually ranked in the top 100 for Victoria, and this is number 62 from last year. There were 101 girls named Eloise. From what I've found, it means healthy or famous warrior. Bit of a range there. That's the other thing I found when I was looking at names, is that like different name websites have different meanings and even different origin countries. It's so confusing. Like, how can it be German and French? Well, I guess, you know, a lot of European names. Anyway, tangent. My next name, number 4, and these are now unranked in the top 100. I'm not sure where they rank in other places, but in Victoria, not in the top 100. This name is a little different, and I don't think I've ever met anyone, maybe one person, with this name, but not the spelling. So this name is, am I just talking too fast? I don't even know. This is the name Emmeline, and I think I mentioned this to my husband, and he was like, oh, it's okay, but he thought it sounded weird because it's like Emily, but it has like a different ending, which I really liked because Emily is such a timeless name, but again, so popular. So I really liked Emmeline, and I thought it had a really kind of, I use this word a lot, classy sound to it, but it has really sweet nicknames. Like, that's my favorite thing about names. I like longer names with cute nicknames. So I like that she could be Emmy, you know, those sort of things. And Emmeline, when I looked it up, it meant work, which I don't know exactly what that means, but there we go. The next name I have is a classic, Juliet. Just a really pretty name. I think a lot of people like it because of the association, obviously, even though it was tragedy, but yeah, there's something about it, and it means youthful, so I think that is nice as well. The next name I have is one that my sister and I both liked for a really long time, and I never considered using it because of that fact that we kind of thought about it as kids. But I think it's a great name, and who knows, maybe in the future. So it's the name Alexis, and it means defender of the people. I've also seen it mean warrior or something. So yeah, I think it's so nice. Again, it has a cute nickname, Lexi, which is so sweet, and it just feels strong, but still quite feminine, which I like. Okay, only a few more to go. The next name I have has been one that, again, I've just liked for a long time, but not enough that I would be like, let's go for it. And it's the name Tessa, or Tess, Tessie. I like all of it. I think it sounds really, I don't want to say the same word again. Synonyms for classy. It just sounds like a smart, pretty name. It's not too, what's the word? It's not too, not fluffy. That's not the word. Frilly. It's not too frilly, because I like names that are feminine, but not too frilly. Like, not too girly. So, Again, the name means harvester, which is nice. And yeah, it's just a name I like. But I'm not sure if I'd use it for a first or middle. I'm not sure. The next one, I just had to include some names from The Lord of the Rings because I am a huge fan. And I just think it would be great. So, obviously there are limited female characters, if you know the movie. Excuse me. So if you know the movie and the books, then you can probably guess what names I've included. So there is Eowyn, which is just really nice. I just like that they sound sort of Celtic, have that kind of vibe. It's nice and flowy. And the other one is Arwen, both pivotal characters in my opinion. The first means horse of joy, and the second one means royal maiden. I'm not sure where they got the meanings from, if it was actually J.R.R. Tolkien who said that, or if it's just what they've constructed, but we'll go with it. And then the second last name I have is Arielle, which I just think it's really nice and pretty. It means Lion of God, which is nice as well. And I haven't really met anyone with this name. I think there's a couple names on this list I might have known one person as a kid or gone to school with someone, but I haven't met anyone since. So I think it's really nice and strong but pretty. Okay, and the last name, number 10 on my list, is a name that I have loved for a long time, but only in the last few years have I thought, oh, I really want to include this in either a first or middle name for one of my children. And unfortunately it's not going to be this first one because we have a different name, but it's the name Evangeline. I know it's not for everybody, but that's the same with any name. I just think it's beautiful. It's like one of the most beautiful names I've heard. I love the meaning. It means messenger of good news. And I like the Christian relation of, Evangeline comes from evangelist, which are, the four, I think go back to the four authors of the four Gospels in the Bible. I hope this is making sense. I did look it up before to be sure. But yeah, and evangelist, wait, what am I saying? I should have written it down. Oh yeah, so messenger, it means messenger of good news. And the good news is the Gospels, because gospel means good news. Yeah, and also I like it because if you've seen the movie Nanny McPhee, there's a character in that called Evangeline, and it's just really nice. I think there are some connotations with this name that I don't know if this is true, you tell me, that it's more of like a southern name, at least in America. I don't think of it like that at all because I first heard it in Nanny McPhee and it's like British, so I just heard it as a really, again, I don't want to say the same word, but classy name. Evangeline, I really like it. I just like it, what can I say? Anyway, so that is my top 10 names that I love but aren't using this time around, but might consider in the future if we have another girl. I don't know if I should drop any hints about our name. I'll have to consult with my husband. I didn't ask him, but if he lets me keep this in, I will say that the name we have chosen for our daughter is in the top 100 on this Victoria list, which terrifies me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm someone who has always sought names that are outside the top 100, not necessarily like crazy unique names, not just for the sake of being unique, but I don't necessarily want my kid to have 5 other kids in her class with the same name. I don't think any parent wants that, but am overly careful with that. But again, a lot of people, you know, just name based on a name they like, which is perfectly fine. And I think I've relaxed a little bit in terms of the fact that I'm using a top 100 name is a big deal for me. But again, it just so happened that the name we loved and felt right was and is slowly getting more popular. I just hope that it won't climb even more next year. Anyway, let me know what you thought, except if you really hated any of them. Please don't tell me that. Names are so subjective, so obviously there's ones that we like and don't like. But those are the names I will be sharing today. And I can't wait to share the name that we've come up with for our little girl in just a few months. I'm really excited. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy watching my videos. It means a lot. And give a thumbs up, hit the bell notification, all of that stuff. I recently got monetized, which means that I am now able to make money from my content, which is crazy to me. Right now I've made like $1.60, so yeah, pretty much on my way to owning a home. So that basically means if you do like my channel and want to support me, don't skip all my ads and try and bear with. Thank you so much again for your support, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a great... I always do this! Have a great... And then I don't know what time of day it is for you, so have a great life. See you in my next video. Love you lots. Bye! Oh, that's better support.